Hello everybody, how's everybody's doing? Welcome to this podcast. Hopefully it's an informative podcast, not an entertaining podcast, as that's not my goal. Today's question I found on Quora. A kid by the age of 15 and he wants to start a business, start something in business. What can he do at the age of 15 so he could start a success, so he could have at least a successful business by 25? First thing first, man, you are so early. You are early, which is pretty good, I think, because if you as a kid hold it up, suck it up for the next few years, I think you'll turn out to be fine. And trust me, I don't think you would need a year or 10 years for that long for it to actually happen. The only thing I would say, probably people won't take you serious because you're 15. But who am I to say that? Depends on my belief. It just depends on what kind of products are you bringing in, right? What kind of services you're bringing in, right? Now, the first thing I would suggest that you focus on is your mentality, your habits. I mean, self-improvement is the first thing to actually look at a first glance. I would say specifically your philosophy. How can I say this? Anybody can make a business, everybody can make a business, and everybody can actually create a successful business. Even a person with the wrong mentality and the wrong attitude can create a business and have it successful. Not everybody will tell you that this is the wrong side or this is the right side of things. My approach, or for any advice that I give out to anybody, if he or she wants to start a business, is the first thing I look at. What is the philosophy that they have in life? What is their philosophy of starting? Why would they want to start a business? What's the philosophy behind starting the business? What's the point? There is a lot of philosophies there. There's a lot of reasons why behind it you want to start a business. I want to start a business because I want to create something. I want to create something that I wouldn't be known for. Trust me, Sudana Express is just a one step to whatever I want to build, but my building blocks is bigger than just Sudana Express. It's not going to be limited to Sudana Express. It's going to be more than that. That's my goal. My end goal is to become bigger than that. But nevertheless, this business that I have right now is the stepping stone. Whether it continues on, great. If it doesn't, great. It won't stop me because I'll be going up. That's my point. Now, at the beginning, people will tell you create your own goals, whatever goals you like. I wouldn't say create your own goal. Don't create your own goal. I would say figure out what is your philosophy in life. What are you standing for? What's the things that you stand for? What are the things that you think it's right and the things that you think is wrong? After you build up your philosophy, you understand why are you choosing this, then you're not choosing that. Why are you going this direction, not this direction? Why? You have to understand yourself first. You have to understand what is your philosophy in life. Once you understand what's your philosophy in life, my philosophy in life is it's quite I would say for myself it would be righteous. But whatever I see right may not be seen right by other people. That's you have to accept that in life. So my my point here is the first thing you need to look at is your philosophy. What do you stand for? After you understand that, you're a 15-year-old. It'll probably take you a year or two to understand that. Understand what are you? What do you stand for? What's, not necessarily political views. No, what's your philosophical views about things? Why do you approach life this way? Why you're not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Why are you not doing this job or delaying this thing? Why are you approaching this relationship this way and not approaching it this way, right? It's a matter of understanding yourself and how do you approach things, right? And it doesn't necessarily be in business, in general, in life in general. So if I were you, the first thing at a 15-year-old, you should look at what is your philosophy in life before you even think about starting a business. Because if your philosophy is flawed from the beginning, you're going to have a flawed business. You're not going to have a business that you're looking after. You're not going to wake up in the morning energetic and ready to go because this is what you're going to do. No, you're not. If your philosophy is that you like to sit down on the bed, you know what, give it a snooze 5 minutes. If your philosophy is Monday, it's tiring. No, it doesn't work. If your philosophy is like, I don't want to talk to this bitch for the next few hours, and I want to sit down and have a me time. In my perspective, I love my wife. I want to be with her every day. Yesterday, I have an argument. Nevertheless, I hugged her the whole night. Like, I have a philosophy in how I approach things. I have a way of seeing things. Now that you understand your philosophy, now that you understand your have a bit of an understanding why you are doing this, why you're approaching life this way, why you have this decision-making pattern, right? Then I would start adding to that is accountability. And I wouldn't call it accountability. I would call it be a person of your own words. Now, let me just fix the camera quickly. Now, not everybody, and this is what I see in this particular generation, and this even the previous generation as well. It's not necessarily this generation, not the previous generation. The previous generation, they have this mantra, or they have this thing that they are the people of their own words. Not everybody does. Not everybody. You have to understand how your words operate. You have to understand what are you saying. And this is not in terms of communications. This is in terms of promises. This is in terms of you giving your word to do something. This is fulfilling these words, these promises, fulfilling these hard to make or problematic to make promises. So if you say this is going to be done, this is going to be done. Right? If you say I'm going to go to Seattle in 2 days, you're going to go to Seattle. If you're going to say I'm going to speak to this person that made me upset that other day to make up for it, you're going to do that. You are accountable to particularly your words, every word coming out of your mouth. And trust me, it's really hard, especially for the people who keep saying yes to things, especially the people who can't say no to others. These guys are going to have it even harder because it gives them the opportunity to actually be accountable, but at the same time, a lot of them will think, it's okay to not do it. I'm pretty sure he didn't expect me to do it, And even if I don't do it, he'll understand I have problems in my life, No. Excuses doesn't work. You'll be accountable for your own words, your own promises. Whatever you put out on the world, you're responsible for it. Whatever you saying out into the world or projecting into the world, you're responsible for it. That's including your political views, your understanding in relationships, your business decisions. Do understand that they are not. Who said it? Who said it? I don't remember who said this particular phrase, but there's a phrase that I heard it somewhere. I don't remember who said it, but people can be sincere when they're talking about about things, and they're projecting their own words, and they have their own understanding of words. They could be sincere about what they want to do in life. They could be sincere about what they want to achieve in life, and whatever information they provide you. At the same time, sincerity does not really mean that these words or these projected words, these what's been said is actually going to happen, or it's actually the truth, or actually the stepping stone for the other person to actually do things. Words, sincerity in words does not mean truth. You could be sincerely wrong, and you have to learn. And once you learn, you take accountability for it. I did this wrong. My wordings here are wrong. You take it. I don't want to give you examples because there's so many of them out in the world. I'm pretty sure some of you already have some. But after, you have to understand, your words are your Bible. Whatever you promise, whatever you say out into the world, this is actually what you are perceived as. So when you have to, oh my God, I cannot really stress this more than enough. Accountability towards your words, because man, I'm pretty sure some of you saw videos of people making like the weirdest claims, right? Like, and then you repeat what they say, and they still want to, they want to keep these words. It's like they want to keep whatever they said. No, not because you think that what. And another thing, beside accountability, like, this is something it's really I'm really big into. I understand. I'm a human being. I can create mistakes. I can create words that could sincerely be wrong. You have to be accountable for what you said. You have to be accountable for what it is that and by the way, when someone tells you be accountable for it, right? Understand that accountability comes in from the understanding that whatever you said might be wrong. It comes into that understanding. Unless you have an evidence backing what you're saying. Because this is why a lot of political people, if you follow into political scenes, and when a lot of political people, when they speak with facts, backing them up. Because, and there are others who don't. There are some, but actually political people are it's kind of a bad example now that I think about it. But there are individuals that will come up with informations and details and words that are backed up by something. They will have a backup that prove what they're saying is correct, right? Some people will actually, and I've seen this happen a lot, particularly in my work, they project what they understand is right and what they think is right, but nevertheless is not really right. Even though eventually you'll give them the proof, you'll give them the references, they still think it's wrong, right? This is a big thing, particularly the new generation. A lot of the new generation kids, guys, teenagers, they don't look after accountability. They don't see accountability as they confuse being upset and being outraged for accountability. I'm asking it because I'm putting it in a question mark because it's kind of confusing to me as well. You know, when you're accountable to something, you're actually responsible for it. When you're accountable to a particular item or a particular product that you're working on, or a particular customer, you're accountable for your customers, making sure whatever promises that you projected into your customers, they are actually being fulfilled. Whatever what do you call it, ideology that you are projecting to your closest friend or to your people, you are responsible for it. Now, this needs a little bit of, in my opinion, a lot of training. It's really hard for a 15-year-old or 16 or 17 or 18 to be accountable, because a lot of their parents, majority of parents don't put their kids into that framework to consider, to make them accountable for what they did. Let me give you an example. My daughter, she's a 6-year-old. And she was playing with one of her friends. She was playing in our neighborhood. There's an area in our neighborhood which is considered townhouses, right? Townhouses, and we're just next to the townhouses area. And she's just playing in the townhouses, and we let her go into the townhouses area because majority of the people who live there, we know them. And she plays with their kids, and there's a park there, and there's a playground over there as well. There's a pool in the townhouse area. So this is what happened. She grabbed a toy, and then she wanted to throw it to her friend, but she threw it too hard. It went over a fence, and then it broke some sort of a glass. At the beginning, they didn't know. They actually broke a light, like one of those backyard lights, the decorative kind of light, yard kind of light. So the toy basically hit on it and broke it. Both girls got scared. Both girls just ran into my house. They ran to the home. She ran to my home. Her friend told me what happened, right? And my daughter, of course, she wants to lie about it because she's scared. Understandable, totally understandable. And this is the first time she ever did that. My wife came to me and she tells me about it. She came and told my wife, and her friend basically told my wife what happened. And we literally, man, I still remember that day. That is the first day I actually forced my daughter to be accountable. That is the first day I actually made my daughter to be very accountable into whatever she did. She was crying. Like, let me give you the scenario, right? We wanted to go back, me and my wife, we wanted to go back to the house to see what exactly did she break. We thought at the beginning she broke glass, like a window glass, right? We didn't know it was a light. They just said that they heard glass, so that's what we thought in our head. It's a glass. It's literally a window glass that they broke. Of course, the toy doesn't break a window glass, but in any case, we went there. The whole time from our home to the house that she broke the glass at, this whole, I would say 100 feet trip, she was crying, refusing, getting scared for her life, crying on the ground, crawling backward into our home. She doesn't want to go there and apologize. I left her with my wife so she can calm her down, and I went to the house. I saw two ladies at the front door. I told them what happened. My daughter threw this, da 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 da. I just came to see what's the damages. Maybe I can help out fix it. You know what I mean? That's my daughter. That's what she did. I'm here to see if I can fix it. We walked in. It was a bulb that broke. Luckily it was on a couch. The bulb was actually sitting on the couch. They were actually moving off of the house. I told her, you know what, is it possible for me to buy a new bulb? She's like, nah, don't worry about it. It's just a decoration bulb. It's literally $12. So I was like, sure, it's fine. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it paying for it. I don't have no problem. Now I finished my conversation with her, and I told her, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna need some time because I want my daughter to come and apologize. This took me about 10 minutes with the lady who owns the house. And I told her, do you guys have anything to do? Are you guys gonna get out or anything? She's like, no, I'm not gonna get out. I'm gonna be staying at home. I was like, okay, give me some time. I'll knock on your door and I'll make sure my daughter come and apologize. I swear to God, it took us half an hour to get my daughter to the front door. Within that half an hour, it started pouring rain. We were in front of her door. She is refusing to look at her. My daughter is refusing to look at the neighbor, right, to apologize. And she's getting scared by the minute. I'm holding her to calm her down. And we told her, we're not going to leave until you apologize. This is a responsibility. You did this. You need to be accountable for it. I know a lot of people will say it's a 6-year-old. You can't do that. That's just, she's a kid. No. When you have a kid that you need to raise to be an active person in society, I believe you should be accountable, even if you're a kid. You could play, enjoy your play, lie to me as much as you like, but if you're affecting someone else's life, you need to understand that is not acceptable. You need to come and apologize. Me and my wife, in the middle of the rain, we knocked the door of that the lady, the neighbor, and she basically saw us in the middle of the rain trying to convince our daughter to apologize, look at her and apologize to her. We're calming her down. We're, it's okay, it's just a matter of just looking at her and apologize. And she refuses. The whole time we spent about almost 20 to 30 minutes just in front of the door in the middle of the rain pouring in our head, and we're not moving anywhere. The whole thing took us about an hour and 20 minutes to actually be done with. In the hour and 20 minutes, more than, I would say, 45 minutes to 40 minutes, somewhere around there, 50 to 40 minutes, that it's just a pouring rain, and we're just in the middle of the rain, and the neighbor was just literally at her door. The rain is also pouring at her. She came out to close the door. The neighbor came out to close the door because she had a dog inside and she didn't want the dog to come out. So she was in the middle of the rain with us for almost 30 minutes. Almost. I don't think it's 30 minutes, but it's almost 30 minutes. Accountability in my household, in my family, my parents, my mom, my grandfather, it's a huge thing in our life. If I tell you something I will be doing, I will not let you go until I do it. I have to do it. I need to do it. If I tell you, if I have a deadline, I'm not meeting up with you, I'm gonna let you know, sir, I'm not gonna meet you at the deadline that we agreed on. I'm not gonna meet you at that deadline. I'm not gonna be able to. This is what's happening. This is what's going to happen. This is what I'm thinking of doing. Can we do something together? No. Accountability is a big thing. But before accountability, you have to understand your philosophy. You have to understand how and why you're doing things in your life the way you're doing it right now. Why is it going this way? Why is it always this way? And it's been always going this way. It's because of your philosophy in life. And then after you understand how your philosophy is working and you need to fix it, you need to put accountability to actually fix that philosophy that you have. So accountability is the most important to me. I can give a rant about accountability because I've seen it everywhere. You can see it in YouTube in many levels. You can see it everywhere in Twitter. You can see it everywhere in business. Lack of accountability is I would say, the pandemic of this generation, or the pandemic of this particular nation, US, Canada. It's zero accountability. When someone tells you, he's up the roof with the skills that they have. No, accountability is like under the ground. It's buried. It's down. It's not even showing anymore. And some people don't even think that they need to be accountable to whatever words or to whatever promises that they have. They'll just give you the words and like, yeah, man, I'll take care of it. And then 2 days later, nothing happens. And by the way, because of that particular thing, I am very picky on who am I actually working with, who am I actually operating with. Like I wouldn't operate with anybody. Like if you come to my circle of people that I'm working with, circle of individuals that I'm operating with, it's pretty small. They do have their problems in terms of accountability, but nevertheless, they have 80% of their shit is good. They're taking care of it. They're accountable for it. Almost 80%. I'm fine with that. My wife is an accountability hog. She will actually strip you down to the ground. I have a period in my day when I'm actually done with my work and all of that at night. I would, and this is something I'm working on, but I would actually go and say words that I don't even know what I said 5 minutes later. With my wife, particularly with my wife, I would have these kind of period of days or period of times when I come back home, I'm so tired, and we're just talking about something, and then because I love my wife and I wanna make things easier for her in her day, I would promise her to do this, or she would ask me to do this, and I will say yes, I'll do it. But I'll be maybe focused on something. I will be in the middle of something. She'll tell me to do it, but once I finish the thing I'm focusing on, I'll just forget what she just told me to do. I'm working on it because my focus at night just becomes down into the ground, and she understands it. She knows that. I don't come back home majority of the day, at an early time, right? If I'm taking a day, if I'm coming home early, I would actually come home like at 10 a.m. I'm done with my work. 10 a.m. I'm at home. She want to do anything at home. She want to get out, go to Marshall, to go home sense, whatever she want to do. She want to take the kids here and there, schools, whatever, dance, whatever it is, right? And we just go. But come to me at night, that's when I'm almost at the lowest of my what's it called? At the lowest of my energy levels, right? And it is bad for me to create, and this is something I have learned about myself. It's bad for me to make promises and put my words into things that I'm supposed to not, like, I shouldn't be debating with someone at night because I'm at my lowest level. I shouldn't be talking to a person about a problem at night. I will not understand what he's doing. I won't keep a mental track of what it is that I'm actually talking about. So at night, after 7 p.m., I put it as a rule for myself. I will never have an argument with someone. I will never talk about something with someone in an argument. I will never promise anybody anything unless it's my wife, because I need to help her at home if she needs help with something. But again, my wife understands. At my lowest energy level, so she would have to repeat a few things for me from time to time, but everything could be done, just to remind me of whatever I promised, right? Now, you have your philosophy done, you have your accountability done. I would say the next one would be focus on your skills. Figure out what is the skills that you have. What is your skills? Like, what is your what are you good at? What do you like to do? What is your, let's say, hobby, right? Figure out what is it. A thing that you like to do. What is this? Or not necessarily things that you like to do. I would say things that you think you're good at, and just start with it. Well, start it as a business, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying do the things you like. No, I'm saying what are you good at? I'm saying what is the skill that you right now that you have that you can technically start a business with. Whether you making soaps, whether you good with your sewing skills, right? Whether you're good with crafting, whether you're good with consultation, you have skills in, your college gives you skills of, I can give you an example. On my side, I'm a biomedical engineer. I have a skill of actually, I can help new clinics to have a floor flow, a medical floor flow for their clinic. I know how to do that. I have the skills to actually do that. Not a lot of people can offer this kind of skill. Right. But it's one of the skills I have. I can build a floor flow for all the medical facilities, any medical facilities out there, and it's really not. It's really hard, but this is one of the skills I have. I can build a business based on that particular skill. Right? So it's just that. Like, once you understand what is a good skill that you have, I would say start with it. Have just a start. Figure out what is the first way of creating income with that particular skill. Because in my opinion, if you have a skill, whether it is something that you like or something that you don't like but you're good at, if you have a particular skill, I believe a skill is like a ball. It could go. You can shoot it in any direction you want to go, as long as you know the direction you're hitting towards. Right? This ball, let's say soaps, you can sell it online. Right? That's the one direction the ball can go. You can sell it in you can sell it to or create smaller cubes for motel. You can sell it to motels. That's another direction the ball can go to, right? So whatever skill you have, in my opinion, it's almost like a ball. You can shoot it any direction you want, as long as you know what are you shooting. What are you shooting at? Where is it? Which direction that we're heading? Right? You can shoot it up, left, right, center, whatever you like, right? As long as it's shooting towards something. That's something. You may not know what it is at the moment, but at least you have an idea of where is it directionally going. So I'm going to continue with the soap example. In the soap example, majority of people, what they will do is and I noticed this in St. Thomas area, what they will do is they will create an online store and they sell it online, and then they ship it. They don't understand that there are people who are buying soaps from the soap companies, big carton of soaps of a particular item. You can just create that from home and sell it to hotels, right? You can create that and reach out to restaurants and tell them, hey, this is maybe a soap for you, a liquid soap for you, right? It is there, it's out there, and there is different avenues you can take this, but you have to be, in my opinion, you have to be open to accept these venues coming in and understanding, I can reach out to this. Like, I'll give you an example. One of the things we do is delivery. Of course, it's delivery. One of the things we could offer is storaging, housing. One of the things we could offer, pickups. One of the things we could offer, beside delivering, you have housing, you have pickups. Beside all of that, my business can actually create a website for local businesses to put their products in our website, and we will market these products for them at a fee or a service fee. So there is a multiple avenues you can create from your own one skill. Nails, for example. You can open up the shop yourself. You can do it yourself, not a problem. And you can also sell the products of nails products to your customers. You can also teach people, right? There is other things you could do. It's not one thing. As long as you have the skill, you have the idea, you have the product, there are multiple avenues you can create. As long as you can shoot that ball into one direction, or you can shoot it in another direction, as long as there is a goal heading, the ball is heading to. Right? Your shooting needs to be accurate to that particular point. Now, once you have the skill, once you have the direction, once you understand what could you do, in my opinion, it's just a matter of you being open to learn about your business, or about your skill, or about business in general, right? I can tell you for a fact, I have done deliveries for almost 5 years now, almost 6-7 years, sorry, about 6-7 years. In this particular period, I have learned a lot of things. I have created processes, I have learned things that I did not expect that I'll be learning if I didn't start this Sudan Express. I have been introduced to things that I didn't even think a college could teach me what I've learned. As long as you are open for business for more than, in my opinion, at least for more than 1 year or 2 years, and you are openly willing to observe whatever comes at you, and you be open to actually try out things that are going to come at you, you will see a dramatic changes in your business. In my opinion, you'll see a lot of the more things. Oh yeah, I guess this is the way you could think about it. Learning about your business. Like once you have the skill that you have, I think learning about your business, learning things about your business. So what can you do about your business, right? Like right now, the other thing I've actually noticed, my business branched out from delivering into technology. I have softwares that right now does all of my payslips. I created those softwares with a developer. I created the stepping stones for all of the stuff that I'm doing. I have a developer that builds things for me. I have a coder. I paid for him, and he take care of all of the stuff that I have. We're still in the process of developing other stuff. But guess what? From a delivery shop, now we're running into a mechanic shop. There are things that are happening that you could actually learn out of your own skill. It will take you, and by the way, whatever you're learning, it will take you to the next step. In my opinion, it will take you to the next step, right? When you're, what do you call it? I'm gonna take example the soaps again. Sorry, like you're creating the soaps. Oh yeah, let me give you an example of this one. There's just some point and the reason why I'm talking about soaps. This is a good example, actually. Good story. We had a friend of ours. He's in Ottawa. I'm not gonna say his name is, but he have a small manufacturing. I won't say facility, more like a small warehouse. Literally the size of a house, not 2 floors. It's just 1 floor. Big ceiling. He had 1, 2, 3, 4 offices, and then he have a big space warehousing at the back with a loading dock at the very back. 1 loading dock at the very back. And if you come to his operational side of things, he have a machine that does all of the soaps, boxes. Liquid soaps, block soaps, dishwashing machine soaps, any kind of soaps you're looking at. One of the avenues that came out to him is this guy who owns a chain of retail stores, grocery stores, and he asked him if he could create a soap for him, this particular flavor, and then package it this particular way. Until today, he's been selling for this guy almost literally on a daily basis. Soap, bars, on a daily basis. The guy wanted the particular flavor, got this and that, and he just made it for him. This is something that could happen to you as well if you just keep on doing what you're doing and try to reach out to people so you could see if they could use your services, right? Use whatever you have. Don't, this is the thing that you would learn about your business. This is something he would never learn about it. He didn't know about it. It actually happens. There are people out there that would actually come to you and tell you, hey, I want this particular flavor, or not particular flavor, but this particular thing, and I want you to build it for me. And I want you to, I'm gonna buy from you this amount on a weekly, monthly, whatever it is, and I would expect it to be ready by that time. And that's what he started doing. He started reaching out to owners, and the owners would be like, "Oh, I like the idea." You know, it'll be like, he bought like this packaging machine that will print the logo of a particular client that he have on the paper and package, and then send it over. So do not believe whatever the skill that you have, there's only one direction for you to sell that skill. That particular skill cannot be sold just in one direction. There's multiple ways to sell this skill that you have, or the product that you have, or the service that you have. There is multiple ways of selling it. There's multiple ways this particular product, this particular service could be sold. It's up to you to figure out how many ways you can direct this particular product towards, or particular service towards. And this is where I ask you, you cannot stop learning about your business. You have to be open to learn about your business. Our producers have a lot of avenues. A musician or an artist have a lot of avenues. There are artists that make a big buck from painting an art on a wall inside of a house. It's an option. Now, the last thing I would say is to keep at it. Build it with time. Don't stop. Build it with time. If you think you're making a mistake on particular things, try to approach things differently. But this is, again, comes into like learning about your business. But I would say learning philosophy, building your philosophy, understanding your accountabilities, understanding your skill or products or service that you have. That everybody have one. Whatever, you need to figure it out, or you have to build it. You have to learn it. If you don't, and then learning literally about the skill that you have. Keep learning about the skill that you have, and then after that, it's a matter of time. In my belief, it's just a matter of time. Right now, my position, I already have my philosophy pretty good. I think I understand why I'm doing things, why I'm doing it this way in my life. I put accountability in a lot of things in my life. My words are my words, and I'm keeping my words. I try my best to keep my words. If I'm failing with my promises, I have to take care of it. I have a business idea. I have ideas in my head. They're always gonna come. I have a lot of them, and I'm learning every day about them. Every day, something new about them. Last but not least, to me at least, is the time. The element of time. The element of time is, I would say, and it's the crucial part. It's the annoying part, and it's the crucial part. It's the annoying part. Why? Because some things may take 10 years. You may have the idea, but you're shooting it into a projection that will take, 1,000 football courts to go through for you to reach actually the goal. While there is another idea for there's another direction for the same idea that will take you 10 fields. And then there may be another idea that will take you just one field. And maybe there's a third, fourth direction. Sorry, not idea, direction that will take you, half half a yard. It's just a matter of you learning about your idea, about your service, your products. Literally, time is the annoying part, because you might be shooting toward the longest. God damn it, that's the longest direction. And you don't even notice that there is like a literally half a yard direction you can shoot at to reach out a goal. You know what I mean? I can speak that from experience. I can speak that from experience. Oh, man. And then you'll reach out the goal and you'll have a good life. Right? Reason for that is because when we started a delivery business, we were reaching out to as many clients as we can. We were taking a long direction. And we just, you know what? Let's see these clients. Let's talk about this client. Let's talk for this client, right? And didn't work out in Toronto. Didn't work out in London. It's like, you know what? Let's go outside. Kingston. It didn't take more than a week.